I'm finally in the Meps hotel.
All right, welcome to the team.
Guys, this is not clickbait. The title of the video is correct. I am going to the military. Now, I know this may seem like it's kind of out of nowhere, which it is, but in a way it's not. This is something I've been thinking about for like the past 6 months almost, but you may ask, why am I even going to the military? Let's just start off with the most important thing. I am broke as hell. Trying to go to school while trying to pay bills, or trying to go to work and do all this crap, like it is like stressing me out. And I know military is a big jump from being broke to doing that. That kind of brings me to my second reason, the life experience. You know, I'm 23 years old, gonna be 24 pretty soon, and I feel like I have not really lived life. And my life is pretty boring. You know, it's pretty repetitive, do the same thing every day, work, gym, school. I've only ever been to like 2 other states in my life. Well, 4 other states, but Utah, ain't nobody count Utah. Like, who can come on, Utah? Kansas, no offense if you live in Kansas, but like, you know, what's there really to do out there? Now, I know the biggest risk in the military, especially right now with everything going on with the Iran stuff, I don't really know what's going on, honestly. I don't even watch the news. But I know it's a possibility that I could die. Anyone in the military has a possibility that they can die. Now, let me word this very carefully, because you guys are gonna think I'm suicidal when I say this. I don't wanna die. But honestly, I'd rather take a risk like this than live my everyday, normal, average life. I can't do it, man. I'm about to like lose my mind. Aside from that, the very last reason is, you know, right now I'm in school for surgical tech, and they have a job in the Army called operating room specialist, and I can become a surgical tech inside the military. So that's the only way I'm going to the military. I'm not going for any other reason. My main thing is doing my 4 years and getting out and getting a normal job. I don't want to go in there just for the fun of it. I'm going in there with a plan. Strategic plan. Yeah, I'll talk more about the Army later, but right now I'm on the way to the Army recruitment office. Today I'm scheduled to go to Meps. Actually running 20 minutes late. Not that great look for the military, but what are they gonna do? Not accept me? So I'm gonna do the best I can to get as many clips for you guys to kind of give you an inside look of how Meps is, how the military is, a little sneak peek in the military.
Look at me dead in my eyes, I know that you know that a nigga ain't lying. Too much respect.
I am here at the Army recruitment office, and I cannot really record in here at all. So I'm just gonna tell you like what happens when I go in. So I am currently in the recruitment office bathroom. You may be asking, why am I recording myself? I don't know, I just come to show you guys the bathroom, but this is what the place looks like. This is an exact photo I got of the place. There wasn't all these people in there when I got in, but that's just exactly what the office looks like. I was in the far left corner. That's usually where my recruiter stays at. So that's usually the only section I really went in. So the first thing I did when I got there is I see my recruiter. You know, I said what's up to him. And my main reason for even going to the recruitment office is because he wanted me to meet there before I went over to Meps. After I was inside, he told me I had to speak to his manager or his officer, you know, before I left to Meps. Basically just to go over some, you know, procedure questions. Because basically all Meps is, you're gonna go for a medical examination and a physical examination. So he was just confirming that all the questions I've already answered to my recruiter is correct. You know, making sure I have no like past injuries or anything I haven't told them. Because they're gonna ask me that again, you know, once I get to Meps. And if they find out that I was lying about something, then they're gonna be like, why did I tell my recruiter and things like that. So that's all that was. It was a quick little 10-minute conversation. He asked, why am I joining the military, and just, you know, the other medical questions. And this is basically what it looked like inside the little office. You know, this is not me. Obviously, I know he's black, but it's not me. But I just wanted to show you kind of what it looked like. They interviewed me real quick. So right now I am about to leave my car to go inside his car. And, you know, call me stupid, but I left my social security card at my house. So now he's gonna have to drive me back home, and then we gotta drive to Meps. So, but yeah, they're saying they rarely ever see the job that I want, my surgical tech job. I actually don't know when I'm even going to the military. Next month or years from now. Looks like he's looking at me. So let me get out of here, y'all. So y'all, like I said earlier, all Meps is getting a physical and medical examination. But the night before, they do put you in a hotel. So that's why I need my social security card and all that other information. So that's where we're going right now, is to the hotel. So I'm about to get in the car right now after I drop my car. But yeah, go to the hotel. So once we got inside the hotel, we had to meet up with this Army guy that I guess he was in charge of like the rooms and all that and telling us the rules. He was pretty strict on telling us, you know, what we could and could not do. We couldn't be outside the hotel past 10 p.m. We had to be up by 4 a.m. for breakfast. So yeah, it was serious. I guess it was just to kind of get us feel for what the Army's gonna be like. But right now I'm looking for our room 258. They said to put our stuff down, get settled in, and get ready for lunch because we only had like about an hour to eat lunch, or dinner I should say. I am inside the Meps hotel. You know, I can't be too loud because I don't know how well they can hear me in here. But the reason I have 2 beds is because I'm supposed to be having a roommate here. So, you know, when they get here, I'm not gonna really record, but you know, that's really what it looks like. You know, I'm back this camera up. You know, the beds, you know, something simple. A little chair here. You know, TV. I wonder if it's gonna be kind of awkward just being with the other person. You know, my stuff right here, mirror, looking good. Of course. Let me stop. Okay, got some free waters, wow. Nice little bathroom. All right, y'all, they're giving out free food right now, you know, free dinner, you know, from 5 to 6:30. It's like 5 o'clock right now, so I'm gonna go eat something because I haven't eaten all day. I've been out all day. Plus, what I'm gonna do is sit in here and just like beat off inside the room all day. Like, I need to like get out and just kind of get some fresh air, you know what I'm saying? All right, so right now I'm walking down to the lunchroom, dinner area. And, you know, surprisingly, the setup was more like a restaurant setup. I thought it was just gonna be like a little cafeteria thing, but it looked more like a restaurant. You know, we sit down, we order food, we tell the lady what we want. And I had to sit down with the other recruits. Like, she made me sit with them. Like, when I came up over in this area, she's like, all right, sit over here. So I sat right there with the other recruits. And honestly, we spoke for like maybe 3 hours because there was nothing else to do. Like, what am I gonna do in a hotel? All day, just be on my phone. Like, I'm not gonna connect to no Netflix. I don't want them, like, you know, stealing my account or something. I don't even go. But I don't even pay for Netflix. I totally forgot to record the food. Basically, it was only like 3 options we had. It was a burger and fries, chicken tenders and fries, like a salad. So I just got a burger. All right, guys, it is, what time is it? 7:10 p.m. I'm so stupid, I forgot to bring a charger. And my roommate doesn't have a charger either. He's actually in the shower right now. I ain't gonna lie, guys, it's kind of hard to record. I don't want them saying anything, you know, about me recording. So, yeah, it's gonna be a whole lot of me talking, I guess. Gotta wake up tomorrow at 4:40 a.m. No, be ready by 4:40 a.m. I'm gonna see what I can record tomorrow. Good night and good luck, Charlie. Hang in there, baby. Good morning, campers. So right now I'm eating breakfast. The breakfast looked pretty good. I can't even lie. But honestly, I wasn't really that hungry. And they told me not to eat too much because, you know, they don't want that affecting with any of my blood work or anything else like that at Meps. I'm gonna be honest with you. I could not record anything inside the actual Meps like office. And I'll kind of explain more about that later. But breakfast was good. When we first woke up, they said return the keys. So we came back to the same place we went to when we first got our keys. And after that, we just came to breakfast. So I'm sitting with the other guys right now. Couldn't really record them because, you know, I couldn't really tell them I was recording either. But yeah, so right after I finish, I'm gonna go hop on a bus and go right to Meps. Yeah, so I've been hearing like a lot of stories about, you know, how Meps is gonna be like a super long process. And, you know, honestly, it wasn't even that bad. And it felt like it went by pretty quick. You know, everyone was pretty cool there. I can't lie, when I first got there, they were a little strict and all that, but I think they were just trying to scare us. But yeah, I'm gonna show you what the place looks like. I couldn't record inside, only outside, like I said, but yeah, I'll show you. So we ended up getting there like 30 minutes early, so we just had to sit outside the office. On the door, the paper said, you know, wait till 6:15. All right, so y'all listen, that was legit the most I was able to record at Meps. So I'm just gonna tell you what happened the second I got in. So like I said, the place opened at 6:15, so we were all just sitting down. Most of us came on a bus, but other people didn't even come on a bus. They came like, it's like their parents dropped them off or they drove here or something like that. I'm like, I didn't know that was even possible. I didn't know you could just drive up to Meps like that by yourself. So I don't know how they did that. Someone let me know in the comments if you know like how that works. But basically, second 6:15 came, he was like, all right, everybody, get out your ID, social security card, take out everything out your pocket, hold it in your hand. If you have a belt, take off your belt, put it on your neck. I don't know why you gotta put your belt on your neck, but luckily I wasn't wearing a belt. Everybody get in line. There's gonna be 4 lines. no more than 3 people in the line. Get in line. We're like, okay. And at this point, I can't even lie. When I'm getting in line, I'm like, yeah, I'm starting to kind of regret this, man. Like, why did I decide to join the military? Then after that, we were just waiting in line. And the guy that was telling us all that, I have no idea where he went. He was there to tell us that, and then I never seen him again. So after that, we're just waiting in line, all like this, all quiet. Then like another sergeant lady came. It was like some, really small white girl. She was like this tall or something. At first I thought she was gonna be all sweet. Nope. Yeah, so she came up, she was like, everyone here will be treating everybody with respect. There will be yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, yes, sir, no, ma'am. I mean, wait, hold on, no. There will only be yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. Does everyone understand? Yes, ma'am. Now, there will be no recording in this building. If you got any electronics on, you're getting kicked out. Now, if you got them stupid Ray-Ban Meta glasses, I'm gonna break them, then I'm gonna call the cops. I'm like, all right, I heard you. That means no recording. I get it. She's like, all right, when I call your name, step up, grab your name tag, put it on the left side of your chest. And one thing about the military that I'm already seeing, they do not repeat themselves. They say it one time. If you didn't hear them that first time, kind of have to guess and just figure it out. So I seen some people when they would get the name called, they would grab their tag. So all right, after that you hop in line. So they hop in line and they put it on the right side of their chest. I'm like, uh-oh, they're gonna get in trouble. But luckily, they didn't say nothing about it. I guess they didn't notice. So after that, I got my card. I put it on the left side of my chest and I hopped in line. It was a line to get inside of the building. So it was the normal lines that we were in, and there was a line to get inside the building. So I'm waiting at the line to get inside the building. So once I get inside the building, they tell me to put my stuff in the basket. I also had a backpack with me that you seen in the earlier clip. I had to put that in the basket and I had to go through a metal detector. So I went through the metal detector, boom, boom. After that, I had to put my stuff in a locker. They said, remember your locker number. After that, I went up to the check-in desk. Had to give them my information, my ID, my social security card, then I had to sign a couple things. After that, it was time to begin the medical and physical examinations. They told me to go sit over here and they'll call me when they're ready. So I sat down and the first procedure I was doing was the vision test. So I'm waiting in line next to the vision room to do my vision test. And luckily, I have pretty good vision, like 20/20 vision. So at first I thought it was gonna be you standing at some line on the floor and you have to read the letters from back here, because doing that, I'm good at that. But it was some kind of machine, shaped it had goggles on the top right here, and you have to look through it and see letters at the bottom, and it was weird. It was different lines. So it was the normal, paper thing on the wall. You have the ABCD in big letters and it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. But instead it was in a machine. So I'm looking to the machine, at big letters, smaller letters, smaller letters. It was just weird. I'm and then he said, read the smallest line of letters you can read. So I was trying my best to read the very, very smallest one, because I'm I want to make sure I get it. I want to make sure I got the great vision. So, and I realized halfway through, I went way too small, because I was A, B, C, F, G. I was just making up letters and numbers at that point. I was naming numbers. No, I wasn't, but that's how bad it was. But after that, I'm what, forget this, because I'm not going to be able to read all this. So I just did the actual line that I could actually read fully. And luckily, no problems with the vision. Well, they didn't tell me at all. They just said, all right, next. After that, I get out of there. Then I wait to get my hearing checked. So the hearing thing was that, I don't know if you ever did it in school, but you have headphones on. You have headphones on, and then you have a button in your hand. You click the button once you hear a beep. That's literally all it was. They put us inside of this room. It looked like a sauna. The funny thing is, there's this other white guy that was there. This guy was hilarious, because he kept making jokes while everyone's serious, while everyone's afraid. This guy's making jokes. I'm like, dude, are you serious? It was funny, but you're gonna get kicked out, man. You better stop playing. Yeah, so the guy was saying the procedure of what we had to do. He said, okay, we all go inside of this little sauna looking room. You put your headphones in, you click the beep when you hear a beep, and no one gets out until everyone's done. The funny guy, when he very first pulled up inside the room, he was like, is this a sauna? Mind you, it's not so funny that he said it. It's just why did you say that? Because it's super quiet, dead silent. And luckily the guy in charge, he didn't say nothing. I don't even think he even heard him. So I'm and then me and the other guy that was there with the other guy, because there were 3 of us in the room, we were just both laughing, because we're dude, are you serious? Are you crazy? So yeah, I put the headphones on, I went inside the room, and I closed my eyes just to really, really focus on the buttons. So I have the headphones on, I'm like this. Every single time I hear a beep, they beep. And I guess when you hit the button, the beep stops. So I guess that's why he said that we have to wait till everyone's done, because if they didn't hear the beep for like a while, then they might not hit the button for a while, which means they're not gonna go to the next step for a while. But yeah, honestly, I was listening so hard that I could hear like my heartbeat from my ears, like pulsating. So I'm like, and I was just clicking everything. I didn't care. I'm like, I'm not about to fill this one. So I was just clicking everything. And sometimes like the noises are so quiet, you're like, wait, like, did you hear it in your mind or did you actually hear it? So, I mean, if you know, you know. After that, I got my height and weight checked. I got my height checked. I'm actually a real 5'10", a true 5'10", because I keep telling my sister, she's like, oh no, you're 5'7". I mean, height doesn't really matter, but still, don't try to disrespect me, baby. Like, I know I'm not the tallest, but like, act like I'm 5'4" or something. And there was a black guy who was in there doing like the, the height and weight. This guy was really cool with me. Like, he was just telling me a bunch of military stories. He was like, back then they used to yell at you, scream at you, and now it's chill. So like, we should be happy that it's not as bad as it used to be. He said he did this back in like the 90s or something. I'm like, yeah, of course. And he said that's back then when they could put their hands on you. So yeah, luckily no one put their hands on me. Cause you know what I'm saying, I was After that, they took our fingerprints, and I got my fingerprints taken by that girl in the beginning, the sergeant that in the beginning, the little small one. And like, she had to like kind of like touch my hand to like make sure like my fingerprints stay on there. And I can't lie, when she was touching my hand, I was starting to feel little butterflies in my stomach. Or maybe I shouldn't be saying this on video. So after that, we all sat down inside this room and went over like a presentation. Basically like all rules in the military, how the physical examination is about to go. It looked like just a normal classroom, like a whiteboard, and he just hit the next button and he was just reading off the board. The guy in there was really cool. He was really cool. Like when he first came in and he seen me, he was like, all right, you guys watching the Vegas Knights game? And I was like, no, sir. He was like, all right, how about the NBA game? I was like, yes, sir. And he was like, all right, who are you going for? And I think I said the Spurs just because of Wemby. But he's like, all right. Yeah, I'm a Spurs fan too. Yeah, I'm from San Antonio. And like, he just started talking all that. But he was really cool. Really chill guy. And like, I was actually like laughing and stuff with him. I'm like, am I allowed to laugh? It's a cool if I laugh at it. Could I laugh at that joke you just said? Is it all right? So after the whole presentation thing ended, we had to get 3 things done. Our blood work, our pee, make sure we're not doing no drugs. Luckily, I've been clean for 23 years. And then our, I should have put on some deodorant, man. And then and basically just like a quick body check, like checking your ears, checking your eyes, checking your mouth, checking like your throat, your body, your arms, grab your balls, hey, cough, grab your ball, cough. Then you have to do like a little duck walk. I can't even do a duck walk, but I thought I was to fail it because I could not do it at all. But this is what the duck walk is. He said, what did he say? He said, stand like this and then walk with your heels first. I'm like, how could I walk with my heels? Oh, do not clip this. But yeah, that's basically what it was. So after I was done, I just asked the doctor, I'm like, am I all good? He was like, yep, you're all good. As long as you pass the blood work and the pee, you should be all good to go. I passed the blood work and the pee pretty fast, pee in a cup. Blood, put a needle in me, and I'll check my blood, simple. And then they did buy us lunch. So after that, we went back to the classroom. They had lunch ready for us. I can't lie, the military so far, they treat you good. They were strict, but they were super cool. They bought us lunch, got us a hotel, got us food. Like, as long as I don't die, I said this is gonna be pretty worth it. So after we were sitting down, he asked us if we wanted photos. And at first, I said no, because I'm like, I don't really do photos like that. But let me quit trying to be cool. Everyone else took the freaking photo. Let me take the freaking photo. All right, so I got my phone out, took the photo. I was a little awkward, but I guess when I look back at the photos, my face didn't look that awkward, so okay, that worked out. After that, they said my recruiter was here. So I left to go meet my recruiter. I go outside, and it's not even my recruiter. It's like some other guy. I've seen the guy before because he works inside that same recruitment office. I'm like, wait, what are you doing here? He was like, all right, I'm gonna bring you to the sign-in, the swear-in place. Basically the place where you sign your contract, where you swear in and all that. He said, I'm gonna bring you there, and I'm gonna meet my recruiter there. I'm like, wait, hold up. Why am I going there if I don't got my job ready? Because remember, like I said earlier, I'm only going to the military for my one job, which is 68D operating room specialist, basically surgical tech, or a way I can get my surgical tech certification. So I don't say that in the beginning. I just get in the car and I'm like, okay, whatever. So I get in the car, then I'm starting to think about it. I'm like, you know what? No, I should say something. I'm like, hey, so I know we're going into the sign-in place, but or the sign-up place, whatever. What if they don't have my job? He's like, oh, wait, what job are you looking for? And like, he knew what job I was looking for, because like, I know they've been talking about my only job, because they know that's all I wanted. He's like, oh, well, you're just gonna have to see, you know, once you get to the office. I'm like, okay. So I get to the office and they don't really have anything available. They said they do have a 68D, but that's reserves, which means I'm gonna have to basically stay in Vegas, still keep my jobs, still keep my place. I just have to go to Utah once a month every weekend for like my drill. And I can still get certified as a surgical tech, but still, if I'm going to the military, I want that full experience. I want everything involved, you know, and I want the full benefits too. I don't want to just be like a part-time soldier. Nothing wrong with that. You know, if that fits more of your life and you want to stay more around your family, I totally get that. If I was age 18, I'd probably do the same thing. But I'm age 23, I'm a bit older, a bit more experienced, so I'm not that afraid to be away from my family. So yeah, basically they had nothing. My recruiter, he eventually came and we were gonna talk to the guy who does the jobs. At that swearing place, they have a way to see jobs that even the recruiters themselves can't really see. So he said, just finish all the paperwork, and after that, he'll be able to call them because he has like a direct line to them. He can call them to see if that job's available. So we ended up doing paperwork the entire time. After we were doing the paperwork for like about at least 3 hours, I'm sitting there, I'm literally falling asleep because I woke up at 4 a.m. that morning. So yeah, so after the 3 hours goes up, he's like, all right, he's finally done, you know, doing the paperwork. He said he's gonna send it off to his boss, and then, you know, we're gonna be good. We're gonna see if they have my job. After he did all that paperwork, he said, oh, it's actually one more test you have to do. I'm like, oh, are you serious? I've done the ASVAB. I've done the medical procedures, the physical examination. And one more test? I had to do like a psychological test too. I'm like, one more test? So I had to do another test, and then it was closed for the day, so I had to go the next day. But so like the very next day, I get to the place to take my test. It's called like a cyber test. And they were asking questions like, if Windows 10 operation went down, would you A, use the Linux result tab, the PC illumination, hit RXY for a hard reset, or press the right click mouse to hit options, then hit Control Alt Delete? I don't know. So they said it was gonna be like a super easy test. That test was far from easy. I had no idea what any question meant. And I was starting to get nervous. I'm like, you know, it looks like I'm not gonna get in the military. You know, I've done all that work, and because I failed this stupid cyber test that I've never even studied for, I'm about to be out of a job. Luckily, once I finished, I told them, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be honest with you, I did horrible on that. I know I did not do good. They said, oh yeah, it doesn't even really matter. They just wanna see where you're at. Worse for me, it'd be good. So I got a big 0. It was on like a 30 question test, and I had like 20 minutes to finish it. I had like a minute left with like 10 more questions to go, so I just started clicking just like buttons. And after that, we get back to the signing place, the swearing place, this place we do like the little contracts or whatever. We get back to that place. They tell me they have my job ready. I'm like, whoa, wait, hold up, a 68D? An operating room specialist? The job I've been waiting for? Mind you guys, I've been in the process of trying to join the military since February. Usually this is like a month process, 2-month process at most. It is June right now, and I barely just got the job. But man, was I happy. But I was not happy, honestly, until I signed the contract. Once I signed the contract, I knew it was official. So at that point, I wasn't getting, you know, too excited, too mad, too happy. Because I'm like, let me just sign a contract and make sure it's set in stone, and then I'll be okay. So after that, they put me in this room to go sign my contract. And the guy's really cool. He likes Dragon Balls and all that. Not Dragon Balls. He likes Dragon Ball, because like his room was decorated with a bunch of Dragon Ball memorabilia. So it was pretty nice. He allowed me to ask him any question before I signed anything. I forgot to ask like 2 of some of the most important questions, like the sign-on bonus. Should have asked for that. And where I'm going to be stationed at after I finish, you know, basic training and AIT, because that's the 2 steps you have to do. You have to do basic training, then AIT. Then you get stationed to wherever, you know, they need you. There was an option there that said that if your recruiter promised you anything, we are not liable. Sign here. Or whoa. So this might happen often. So you just have to be careful with the recruiters and just get yourself a really good recruiter. I say that's the most important thing if you're trying to join the Army or join any branch. I officially had signed my contract. I am now a 68D, and I leave, drumroll please, November 2nd. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna still keep trying to do content as much as I can in the military. I'm not gonna have my phone for the entire process of basic training, which is like 12 weeks. I'm just not gonna be able to record. And honestly, I've taken longer breaks off of YouTube than that before, so it is what it is. So I don't know what I can and cannot record in the military, but I'm gonna try to do like a lot of day in life vlogs, day in life as a surgical tech. And you know, this is not the end of my channel. I still got until November, so I'm still gonna be posting content until then. But I just wanted to make an update video so you guys know when I do eventually leave, you know, this is why. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Last thing before I leave is I'm gonna show you my swearing, and that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you everybody for supporting. Let me know in the comments what you think about this entire story, this entire chapter, journey of my life, because it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be exciting. I'm 23 right now. By the time I leave, I'll be almost 24, so I won't be leaving the military until 28. I signed a 4-year contract. So yeah, it's crazy, guys. It's crazy. I've been waiting since February. So.
For real?
Yeah.
Let's go. Okay, well, I'm glad you stuck with me, man. Look like you about to go and you know, enjoy this career. It's gonna be something that's super cool, super chill. I think you chose one of the best jobs because it's not a whole lot of demand. You know what I'm saying? So
I know.
What I would tell you is continue to just be the best you can be, so that way you continue to accelerate, right? Like the way that you start in the military, right? Like you learn, you adapt, overcome, and you progress, right? So don't let nothing ever stop you from progressing, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we'll go ahead and get started. All right, feet will be together. Hands fall naturally curled. I'm gonna tell you to raise your right hand, you go like that.
Okay.
All right, so raise your right hand up here after me. I state your full name.
I, Kavion Williams,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support and defend
to support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
and that I will
and that I will
bear true faith
bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same,
to the same,
and I will obey
and I will obey
the orders of the President
the orders of the President
of the United States
of the United States,
and the orders of the officers
the orders of the officers
appointed over me
appointed over me
according to regulation
according to regulation,
and uniform code
uniform code,
of military justice.
and military justice.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So